gazelles have swum back to where they started. That leaves the crocs to argue amongst themselves.
Big crocodile taken on by bigger crocodile. That's croc language for keep off, it's mine.
When you consider that a Thompson's gazelle is the size of a sheep, you can begin to appreciate the scale of these reptiles. Pale, prehistoric. Dinosaurs. I'm not going swimming, that's for sure.
I love the extremes of this place. That brutality can be matched with such raw, unadulterated beauty. First light at the marsh, and I'm out as usual searching for the lions.
We've got a male lion and a bit of a pride here, isn't it?
Excellent. There's 2 lions. Now we've got 1 female here. This male is hot on her tail. Like one of our lactating females. That doesn't make sense. I think that's the mother of 3 cubs. But she is looking very, very flirtatious. She's letting this male mate with her. In fact, she's very much encouraging it. The last time I saw this female, she'd just lost her cubs after leaving them with another mother and was very, very distressed. Now a few days have passed, and already she's prepared to mate again. It's a most unusual situation. It's as if she's completely lost her maternal instincts. What has happened to her cubs? In her head, they don't exist anymore. She's a first-time mother, and her inexperience is really showing. She's put an enormous amount of investment in being pregnant, having cubs, and then she lost them. And now mating and having to go through all of that all over again. This is not a very good use of her energy. There are cubs. Lots and lots of cubs here. This is fantastic. Look at this. There are 10 cubs here. This is where the abandoned cubs are. Such good news. There are 2 females. A new mother with cubs has joined the nursery. Wow, those lost cubs are lucky. If their mum's off mating, she is not coming back. This creche was formed just in time to act as a safety net. Being raised here with their age mates is the best chance they've got. The sisterhood has worked. These 2 related females will look after all the cubs. Both of these females are interesting characters. One of them is about 4 years old. She's young, it's her first litter, but she's gone blind in one eye. And the other's an old female, about 12 years old. This could well be her last litter. Her experience is really needed now. When lionesses crash, they have to go through a lot together in raising these cubs. And because they spend so much time in each other's company, their bond gets stronger and stronger. Sometimes it can even form its own little sub-unit within the pride. Even at this young age, the cubs develop ties that will last a lifetime and are the very foundation of lion society. The more companions you have, the stronger you are. It does look like the most idyllic family scene. But these lionesses have a problem. There are only 2 of them, and they have a total of 8 teats between them, but 10 very hungry mouths to feed. And it's going to be another month before these cubs will even begin to start eating meat. I really hope all of these cubs make it.
Gazelle fawns keep our cheetah family going, but nothing beats a good square meal for a hungry cat. Honey has to work for it, though.
Slowly standing. The gazelle seems to be swinging round to the left. There she goes. She is off. What a beauty. Well, I think Warren probably filmed that, because there's Warren. Oh, between us we just filmed a cheetah chase.
An adult female gazelle is enough to feed the whole family for a day or 2 at least.
That was a classic. Full speed. They can so easily outpace gazelle. They are much faster. Well, much. It's all relative, isn't it? I mean, evolutionarily, they've grown together. Gazelle outpacing cheetah, cheetah outpacing gazelle. So they're fairly even. But when it comes to flat-out speed, cheetah has the edge. When it comes to turning and cornering, very often the gazelle has the edge. So you see these chases. The cheetah very quickly catches up with its prey, but then the jinking and the turning starts, and that's where it can all go to pieces for the cheetah on this occasion. However, Honey was hungry. She drove home the attack, and she's got a good meal. Let go of the gazelle, looking for her babies. They must be nearby.
Okay, sir?
Yep, that's fine. Here come the babies. Delighted that Mum's got some breakfast. Calling. Sweet. And Honey calling back. A little bit lost in this long grass. They don't know where Mum is.
That chase took Honey at least 500 metres away from her cubs and out of sight. Their piercing calls carry a long way, though, and Honey's answer helps them to home in on the meal.
Absolute charmers. There we go.
Honey's exhausted. She has to cool down and catch her breath before she can even think about eating.
What a family. Just goes to show how dependent these babies are on their mother, Honey. Not only has she got to catch their breakfast, but they can't eat anything until she breaks into it. Their teeth are too small, their jaws are too weak to break through the flesh of an adult gazelle. And so they may be excited, they may be hungry, but they're just going to have to wait until Honey's got her breath back and she opens up breakfast for them. Yeah, looks like they've just proved me completely wrong. They've just managed to break into the carcass on their own, the babies, by going into the very soft flesh by the top of the leg. Now, a week ago they wouldn't have been able to do this, so it's fabulous to see them growing, coming on like this, and becoming independent, bit by bit. These little moves, these little changes are what matters. This is what will break them into the real world, and the next step is for them to catch their own food.
To the northeast of us, Jonathan has been following Shadow the leopard, a cat with a very different approach to hunting.
Okay, I think we've got to... This time I'm not going to stay at the cave. The camera car's moving. I want to get round the other side and see what she's going to do. To me, she looks like she's on the hunt again.
Jonathan, you copy?
Go ahead, Dean.
I think she's caught a pig and she's headed up into that big fig tree on the western side of the ridge.
Right. Okay, that's great, Ian. In fact, yeah, I can see her from here. Whoa, what a hunter. Look at that. She's just standing up on the huge limb of that fig tree. Yeah, she's got a warthog. Okay, we better go over there. Okay, we've got a little rough track here. We call it Rocky Road to Hell. You're going to see why. But it's like a silver lining at the end, because there is this glorious fig tree. Yeah, I can see her even from here. She's perfectly positioned up on one of the big limbs of the tree. Everything that Shadow is doing has the mark of the opportunist on it. I don't think she's necessarily going out there with a plan. She's going out there, she's looking around. Anything small, vulnerable, that's what she's after. This is the time of the year that we see a lot of warthog piglets because a lot of the animals are breeding. We're beginning to move into the short rainy season. And of course that's good for mothers giving birth to youngsters. Oops, she's up. She's coming down. Now, it's not far to the gorge from here. If the cubs are alive, she may lead us to them. I'm going to get going. See if I can get there before her.
The mere fact that Shadow's still hanging around Leopard Gorge is really good news.
Well, there's the cub. There's a little cub. Fantastic. Tiny little cub, just one. Deep in the cave. Well, thank God there's one at least. But there were 3. Shoot. What a pity. I reckon she must have blown it with those hyenas. Still, maybe it'll be easier for her. Single cub. She managed to raise Safi after all. Yeah, she must have blown it that time. Oh, crikey, it's coming, blimey. The cub's coming right up on that ledge. Boy, it better watch that, it could go right over. Oh no, she's grabbed it. She's got it. It's tiny, I mean, its head fits right in her jaws. Yeah, okay, she's popping it back. Mother and cub. And I think it is just one cub. The other 2 have gone. She must have simply managed to grab one in her mouth and get it away, and had to sacrifice the other 2. But where to next? That's the big question. She's run the whole length of the gorge. Anybody's guess where she might go.
Next time on Big Cat Diary, will Honey's cubs improve their hunting skills? Will the marsh lion cubs find enough to eat? And will Shadow the leopard manage to hold on to her one and final cub? And you can find out more about past events in the lives of the big cats on our video family trees on the Big Cat Diary website at www.bbc.co.uk/nature.